Most people believe the only forces shaping reality are physical. But what if there's an invisible field influencing not just what you do, but how all of nature behaves? Let's talk about morphic fields. A morphic field is a concept developed by biologist Rupert Sheldrake. It's an energetic field that shapes the behavior and form of systems. Whether those systems are biological, social, or even mental. According to Sheldrake, morphic fields are like memory fields. They carry patterns of behavior and form, and they influence how organisms grow, behave, and evolve. That includes people. That includes you. Here's the basic idea. Once something happens often enough in one place, it becomes easier for it to happen again. Anywhere. A behavior, a thought, a biological process. It gets stored in the field. Think of it like a groove being worn into a record. The more you play it, the deeper it gets. Eventually, the needle finds it without any effort. That's how habits get formed. Not just in your brain, but in the collective field. Let's take a concrete example. In the early 20th century, Eurasian blue tits in England learned to open milk bottle caps left on doorsteps. What's weird is this behavior appeared suddenly in different regions, even ones with no direct contact between birds. Sheldrake suggests this wasn't because of bird communication, but because the behavior had entered the species' morphic field. Once learned in one place, the behavior became more easily accessible in others. Now think about how this might apply to humans. Have you ever had a breakthrough and then suddenly seen others having the same insight, or had a creative idea only to find someone else just published it? That's not coincidence. That's the field. We are not isolated. Our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors ripple outward, and they also draw from a larger pattern, like an energetic blueprint that's been formed by repetition over time. Sheldrake called this process morphic resonance. It's the idea that past forms and patterns resonate with similar forms and patterns in the present. Like a radio receiver tuning into a frequency, your body and mind can attune to morphic fields. So what does this mean practically? It means you're not starting from scratch. When you choose healing, you make healing easier, not just for yourself, but for others connected to you through the field. That includes your family, your community, your ancestors, and even people you've never met. It means your habits don't just affect you, they shape what's available to others. This is especially powerful when we're talking about breaking intergenerational cycles or collective trauma. Every time you soothe your nervous system, you're creating a stronger resonance for calm. Every time you practice compassion, you reinforce the energetic pattern that makes compassion easier for others. This flips the story of healing on its head. You're not just changing your life, you're contributing to a shift in the collective field. Let's get more personal. Your body has its own morphic field. Your family system has one. Your culture has one. And each of these fields holds memory of pain, of possibility, of inherited patterns. When you engage with the field consciously, whether through meditation, visualization, somatic healing, or even ritual, you can begin to reshape it. You can begin to dissolve what's outdated and amplify what's life-giving. For example, if you grew up in a family where anxiety was the norm, that pattern may still live in the morphic field around you. You might feel anxious even when your present life is calm. But as you practice regulation and safety, you begin to shift that field The more times you choose calm, the easier it becomes. Not because you're forcing it, but because the field starts to remember. This is why community matters. This is why repetition matters. Each time you gather with others to meditate, to breathe, to grieve, to celebrate, you strengthen a shared morphic field that supports the state you're cultivating. And here's something else to consider. The morphic field is intelligent. It's not just a passive recording device. It has a kind of innate organizing tendency. This is why systems often find their way back to balance, why forests regenerate, why wounds heal, why we are always being pulled toward coherence. When you align with that tendency, when you stop resisting the process of growth, you start to move with the current instead of against it. So how do you work with morphic fields? First, set clear intentions. Your intentions don't just guide your mind, they send information into the field. Second, practice regularly. Repetition builds resonance. The more often you engage a state, like peace, gratitude, or courage, the stronger its groove in the field becomes. Third, connect with others who are doing the same. Shared resonance amplifies change. It's why group healing, group prayer, and group rituals have been practiced for thousands of years. Fourth, recognize when you're caught in an old field. If something feels familiar but limiting, like a story you can't shake, or a feeling you've inherited, it might not be yours alone. Acknowledge it, honor its history, and choose a new direction. And finally, trust the process. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean the field isn't changing. The effects are cumulative. Every small act matters. Remember, you are more than a single mind, a single body, a single identity. You are part of a living, intelligent field. You are shaped by it, and you shape it in return.